I wanted a strong husband, so I married an Arab. For the first week, he didn't come near me. He kept drinking all day. Then, as soon as the 7 days were up, he slept with me. I repented. In the morning, after taking a bath, when I came out of my room, I could hear my brother-in-law and sister-in-law talking in the kitchen. When I went to the kitchen, I immediately turned away after seeing my brother-in-law because, at that time, he was only wearing trousers. His muscular body was visible. He also got shocked when he saw me. I had noticed one thing. My brother-in-law was more handsome than my husband. His personality was very attractive, while my husband was a little weak and did not have such an attractive personality like his brother. I was comparing my husband and brother-in-law without wanting to. A week had passed since my marriage, and in this whole week, my husband had not come close to me even once. He would laugh and talk to me, try to entertain me, and then change his side and sleep. I was surprised and worried about his behavior. What was the point of this behavior? Even with such a beautiful wife, what was the point of keeping her away from me? Sometimes I would have this fear and illusion. I would start to worry that my husband was impotent, and that is why he did not come close to me. And as soon as this thought came to my mind, I would feel like giving up. How could I live with this person who did not care about my feelings and emotions, let alone my needs? If this was what he had to do, then why did he need to get married? I did not understand this. I did not know why I was starting to get angry and irritable. He did not come close to me and did not even explain why he was staying away from me, and I was not able to ask him anything due to shame or go near him myself. As if my dreams were over, a bride comes to her new home, dressed in all her fancy. I wanted a powerful husband. That's why I married an Arab. But it wasn't what I wanted or what I thought. I found a man who was completely opposite to my wishes, who didn't try to come close to me. On the contrary, he would leave my wishes unfulfilled and go to sleep without even turning over to see if his wife was awake or spending the night in some kind of anxiety. When I saw my brother-in-law, I would sigh in relief. He looked much more powerful. My eyes refused to move away from him. I wanted to tie a knot and just stare at him. Seeing him, I would think with envy that I wish my husband was as handsome and powerful, but this person was written in my destiny. I was sad that even after becoming a husband, there was nothing to do with husbands. He had not even given me my rightful due. I was too shy to ask him why he did not come close to me. I did not know what he would think of me. Every day, after coming into the room, he would pour a lot of perfume on himself. He would take medicine, use strange herbal mixtures, and drink a glass of milk and sleep. I would spend the whole night tossing and turning in anxiety. When I saw my brother-in-law in the morning, I would feel jealous of his wife. My brother-in-law was a very noble person. He did not even look at me, considering me as his brother's honor. And I was very angry about this. I was very beautiful. There was one who could not be ignored, and there was one on whom nothing I said was affecting. That was when I thought that I would have to do something to attract him to me so that he would forget to take his eyes off me. And then that day, I got the chance. That day, his wife had gone to Mecca, and there was no one in the house except the two of us. My husband used to come late at night, and Jeth would come home from office only in the evening. That day, too, he came home and lay down in his room, and I made tea and went to his room. He was shocked to see me in his room. At that time, he was dressed only in trousers and a vest. He was scared to see me, but I looked at him calmly. I don't know what kind of expression was on my face that made him get worried and start looking at me with surprised eyes. I put the tea on the side table and sat next to him. Seeing this, he stepped back and said, "What are you doing? Do you know what my relationship is with you?" But I was lost at that time. I told him that I want to forget this. It is better that you forget this too. Then there was a knock on the door. Then I immediately got up from my place and came to the room. He went out of the house and went somewhere. He came back at night only after my husband came home. For 2 days, my sister-in-law stayed at her mother's house, and for 2 days, my brother-in-law was avoiding me. He was avoiding me, and I was constantly trying to run after him. I wanted to attract him to me in any way and fulfill my need. I did not even care that if he told anyone that I had tried to fulfill my need with him or what kind of conversation I had with him. What respect would I have in his eyes? At that time, I did not care about all these things. On the other hand, I was surprised by my husband. He was using strange herbs while looking at me meaningfully, and then he would go to the washroom with a bottle of oil. I kept looking at him, and I kept getting scared. I don't know what kind of human beings these two brothers were. Nothing seemed to affect them. That day, we both had the intention of eating out. I wore a black suit of my choice and did a very sophisticated makeup. When I saw myself in the mirror was praising me. I couldn't contain my excitement at my beauty. Then a trick came to my mind with which I could attract my brother-in-law, and I seized this opportunity, which I didn't want to let go. Then I knocked on the door. When I came to my sister-in-law's room, they were both busy with each other. They both felt embarrassed to see me, and I was also scared to see this. Then I said in a flirtatious manner that we are going out to eat and will return a little late at night. Sister-in-law smiled and said, "Yes, these are the days. It's good for you guys to go out and have fun, enjoy and spend time with each other." Then I looked at my brother-in-law. He was looking at me with strange eyes, saying that even if water drops keep falling on a stone, it will crack it too. And my brother-in-law was also a human being, so how could my color not affect him? And yet I was more beautiful than his wife. His wife had an ordinary appearance, while I was extremely beautiful. This was also a strange game of nature. My husband, who was not so strong and healthy, had got a beautiful nymph-like wife like me, while my brother-in-law, who was very beautiful and healthy, had got a wife of ordinary and ordinary appearance. Now slowly he also started hovering around me. Since his wife was always at home, he did not say anything in front of his wife that would shock her and object to both of us. But now I could see a clear message in his eyes, and many times he had even made gestures that I understood very well. I was happy that my brother-in-law had started liking me. Now, even if my husband did not give me a lift, I did not care so much. If my need was fulfilled by this, what else would I want? Now, I wanted an opportunity as soon as possible that would help me get close to my brother-in-law, and my need could be fulfilled by this. And I did not have to wait long for it. I got this opportunity quickly. That day, my sister-in-law had gone to a house in the neighborhood. She did not intend to come before 4 or 5 hours because her friend's engagement ceremony was going on there and she had to spend a lot of time there. I called my brother-in-law, and he was also very happy to hear this and said that I was just coming home. When he came to the house, he immediately came and sat next to me. He was appreciating my beauty and was jealous of my husband's luck. His eyes were giving me all the messages very clearly, and I was very happy in my heart and was happily receiving all his compliments, and my heart was coming out of my hands with the feeling of the coming moment. Before we both got close, there was a knock on the door. I was scared to see who had come at that time. My brother-in-law said that you sit here. I will see who is outside, and when he opened the door, my a strange voice was heard. "What are you doing at home at this time? You were in your office." My brother-in-law told him that I was unwell, so I came home early. After that, I don't know why my brother-in-law didn't come out of the house even for a moment, although the engagement ceremony hadn't even started yet. The bride's sister called her 2 or 3 times, but she flatly refused to go. After that, she kept looking at me with strange eyes. After that, we never had such an opportunity. We were in touch on our mobile phones, and we were both annoyed that this thorn named brother-in-law wouldn't leave us for a while. We were completely tired of waiting for him to come and go somewhere. Now my brother-in-law said that it was not possible at home. He was now making plans to meet me outside. And I also had no objection to this. I was also ready for this with all my heart and soul because his personality was like what I had always dreamed of. And at that time, nothing seemed more important to me than touching my dream. I just had to fulfill my needs. I would have compromised on the outline of my ideal, but my husband's non-come with me and non-explanation of this matter had made me irritated. The rest of the work seemed futile and baseless. That day, unlike usual, my husband, after taking medicine, instead of sleeping, came and sat next to me, and then, when he took off his shirt in front of me, my mouth was left open, and then... My mother was always worried about my marriage. Every day, she would call the matchmaker to her house and start advising her to find a good match. My mother didn't know why I was in such a hurry to get married. I also wanted to get married. I was also very keen to become a bride, but I wasn't so eager to do it or marry anyone because I had a dream about my life partner, and I wanted my life partner to be just like her. I was not ready to make any compromises in the matter of life partner. I knew that marriage happens once in a lifetime, so I wanted to get married carefully and choose a life partner who would perfectly meet my ideal. The matchmaker had told Amma about a match. The boy was working in Saudi Arabia. He had only one brother who was married, and these 2 brothers had no one else in the world. When Amma heard this, Amma jumped with joy. She wanted me to go to a house where there were no in-laws and I would be free from the hassle of serving my in-laws because in our house too, we, mother and daughter, were the only 2 people living. My father had passed away long ago, and today such a match had come. Amma went to see the match, and she liked the boy very much, and when she came back, she was getting emotional and praising the boy. I also wanted to see what kind of rare gem Amma had found for me, the one she was praising so much. But for some reason, I was nervous while telling Amma this. So I left this decision to Amma. That day, my mother told me to dress nicely and get ready. Today, your in-laws are coming to see you. When I heard this, I took out a black suit, took a bath, put it on, and applied a light amount of makeup. I looked at myself critically in the mirror and couldn't help but admire myself. My mother also looked at me with appreciative eyes. Just then, those people arrived. Her elder brother and sister-in-law had come to see me. When I saw her brother, I couldn't help but stare. He was very handsome. Seeing her beauty, I was completely captivated. She had a very good personality, while his wife was of ordinary appearance. These people liked me, and I was sure that they could not dislike me. And that is what happened. They expressed their liking for me before leaving. The boy's sister-in-law said that my brother-in-law has come for a short leave. He has to go back after 2 months, so we want to get married as soon as possible so that he can spend some time with his wife here. I don't know how much time will pass in preparing the papers. My mother also found this quite reasonable, and she also started preparing for my marriage. My mother had saved a lot of money for me. My father's pension was enough for both of us. Thus, our expenses were limited, so my mother kept saving the remaining money for me. My mother prepared a very good dowry for me. My marriage was held with great pomp. After completing many customs and traditions, I left. I came to my in-laws' house and sat in a hurry waiting for my husband. I'd heard a lot of compliments from my husband's mother that he was very handsome, and I trusted her words and supported this relationship, and now my heart was beating badly and my palms were sweating. I was also remembering his brother's face again and again. If he was so handsome, then obviously his brother would also be as handsome. I was getting nervous thinking about the coming time, and my face was turning red with shame again and again. I don't know how I was able to control myself. I was lost in those thoughts. Then my husband came and sat next to me, and he lifted my veil, and Masha Allah spontaneously came out of his mouth, and when I looked up and saw him, I was shocked. Indeed, his complexion was fair and his features were also good. But he was thin, and I didn't like such skinny boys. For marriage, I had thought that my spouse would be tall, and have broad shoulders. I didn't like boys like that. I wanted a strong man who was not my husband at all. Anyway, now what was supposed to happen had happened. My husband was also handsome, so I accepted fate's will, but his next step surprised me again, and I sat down, holding my head. He kept talking to me about his likes and dislikes, and then changed his side and slept. I was left in a state of shock and confusion. How could he do such a thing? And now I got the answer to this. My mouth was left open. There were boils on his body from which foul-smelling material was flowing. Seeing this, I put my hand on my nose and sat back from my place. Seeing my condition, he smiled sadly and said, "I know that you are feeling disgusted and dirty after seeing this. That is why I have not been coming to you for so long, because I did not want you to be disgusted by me. But now I feel that I should have told you this earlier, because I feel that you are moving away from me, and I cannot see you moving away from me. As soon as I saw you, I liked you at first sight, and I consider myself lucky that I got a good and virtuous wife like you. If there had been another girl in your place, she would have screamed at her. I would have made a fuss about it, but you are a very good and virtuous girl, and no matter how much I thank you for that, I am proud of you. Your parents have really raised you very well. It is the upbringing of a person that makes him so great, and you are very great to me. I cannot bear your distance. I assure you that I will get well soon." After listening to him, my eyes were lowered. Tears of regret were flowing from my eyes. What was he, and what did I think of him? He cared so much about my feelings that he did not try to force himself on me, but rather took care of my feelings. Where else could I find such a person? I started feeling ashamed of myself. Seeing me crying like this, my husband got scared and quickly wiped my tears. He was even afraid to get close to me lest I start smelling bad again. I held his hand and assured my husband that I would never be angry with you, nor would I ever misunderstand you. I said this with all my heart because I had come to appreciate this person. The next day, when my brother-in-law started sending messages to my number, I sent him a message that from today onwards, do not talk to me like this, because I have a relationship of respect and honor with you. From today onwards, I will neither talk to you like this, nor will I listen to you like this. I seek forgiveness from my God as well as my husband for this act, and for that, I also apologize to you that I had a greater role in seducing you. I was attracting myself towards myself. You used to look at me like a brother. After saying this, I deleted my brother-in-law's number forever and decided that I would always be loyal to my husband. One day he would get better and I was waiting for that day. Then we both would start our lives happily. I used to feel ashamed that I was cheating on my husband, even though he was praising my upbringing. If I did something wrong, I would have to point a finger at my parents' upbringing. My parents and my husband were not worthy of showing their faces to anyone. I had fallen into the temptation of Satan, but thankfully my eyes were opened in time and I repented. I used to repent all the time and ask my Lord for forgiveness for what I had done. I wanted to remain faithful to my husband all my life. I did not want to betray his trust, although I had gone astray, but now I had learned my lesson. Now I was serving my husband wholeheartedly. I used to apply ointment on his wounds myself, although he used to stop me and say that you will be disgusted by these wounds. I told him, no, husband and wife are each other's clothes. If I will not stand with you in your sorrow, then I have no right to be with you in your happiness. My husband was very happy to hear this, even though I was recovering from my own actions. My husband used to tell me over and over again that you are the reward for some good deed of mine. I am very lucky that I got a wife like you. She took great care of me. After some time, my husband's wounds started healing. He was not always like this, but he had developed an allergy and he was using all those herbs and medicines for this allergy. After some time, he went back, and as he was leaving, he started trying to call me there. In such a situation, I did not think it appropriate to live alone in my in-laws' house, so I went to my mother's house with my husband's permission. And then when my husband sent the papers for me, I went to him, and first of all, I performed Umrah there. And I prostrated in the house of Allah and asked for forgiveness for my sins. I also found true happiness